Hey guys, back here again reading some Tale of Despereaux. Got my sidekick with me here today. Say hi, Addie.
Hi.
We're sitting on the porch. Hope you are not staying inside all the time because this weather is amazing. We're going to read some Despereaux again today, chapter 29. Now I want you to remember about Miggery Sal. She can't hear well. That mean uncle that she lived with, he kept giving her clouts to the ear, and her ears are like cauliflower. She can't hear well. Remember that in this chapter. This is called Start with the Kersey and Finish with the Thread. Here I am. Miggery Sal's luck continued. On her first day on the job as a castle servant, she was sent to deliver a spool of thread to the princess. Red thread. Mind, said the head of the serving staff, a dour woman named Louise. She is royalty, so you must make sure you curtsy. How's that? Asked Mig. You must curtsy, shouted Louise. Gore, said Mig. Yes'm. I don't know why she says gore all the time, but that must just be like when we say golly or something. Come on, pages, work with me here. She took the spool of thread from Louise and made her way up the golden stairs to the princess's room, talking to herself as she went. Here I am, off to see the princess. Me, Miggery Sal, seeing the princess up close and personal like. And first off, I must curtsy, 'cause she is royalty. You know what a curtsy is, don't you? It's when a princess does like a little bow almost. At the door to the princess's room, Mig had a sudden crisis of confidence. She stood a moment, clutching the spool of thread and muttering to herself. Now, how did that go? She said. Give the princess the thread and then give her a kersey? No, first the kersey and then the thread? Oh, that's it. Gore, that's right. That's the order. Start with the kersey and finish with the thread. She knocked at the princess's door. Enter, said the pea. Mig, not being able to hear, knocked again. Enter, said the princess. And Mig, still hearing nothing, knocked yet again. Maybe, she said to herself, the princess ain't home. But then the door was flung wide open, and there was the princess herself staring right at Miggery Sal. Gore, said Mig, her mouth hanging open. Hello, said the pea. Are you the new serving maid? Have you brought me my thread? Kersey I must, shouted Mig. She gathered her skirts, dropped the spool of thread, stuck a foot out, and stepped on the spool, rocked back and forth for what seemed like quite a long time, both to the watching princess and to the rocking Mig, and finally fell to the floor with a Miggish thud. Whoopsie, said Miggery Sal. The pea couldn't help it. She laughed. That's all right, she said to Mig, shaking her head. It's the spirit of the thing that counts. How's that? Shouted Mig. It's the spirit of the thing that counts, shouted Pea. Thank you, miss, said Mig. She slowly got to her feet and looked at the princess. She looked down at the floor. First the kersey and then the thread, mumbled Mig. Pardon? Said Pea. Gore, said Mig. The thread. She dropped to her hands and knees to locate the spool of thread. When she found it, she stood back up and offered it to Pea. I brought you your thread, didn't I? Poor Mig. She doesn't understand, does she? Lovely, said the princess as she took the thread from Mig. Thank you so much. I cannot seem to hold on to a spool of red thread. Every one I have disappears somehow. I wonder where the red thread goes. Didn't they use the red thread to tie up the mice or something?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. Are you making a thing? Asked Mig, squinting at the cloth in Pea's hand. I am making a history of the world, my world, said the pea, in tapestry. See? Here is my father, the king, and he is playing the guitar because that is something he loves to do and does quite well. And here is my mother, the queen, and she is eating soup because she loved soup. Soup? Gore! That's against the law, said Meg. Yes, said the princess. My father outlawed it because my mother died while she was eating it. Your ma's dead? Yes, said the pea. She died just last month. The pea bit her bottom lip to stop it from trembling. Ain't that the thing, said Meg. My ma's dead too. How old were you when she died? Asked the princess. Bold was I? Said Meg, taking a step back away from the princess. I'm sorry then. She misunderstood. No, how old were you? Shouted the pea. I was only 6, said Meg. I'm sorry, said the princess. She gave Meg a quick, deep look of sympathy. How old are you now? 12. So am I, said the princess. We're the same age. What is your name? She shouted. Meggery Sal. But most just calls me Meg, and I saw you once before, princess. You passed by me on a little white horse. On my birthday it was, and I was in the field with Uncle's sheep, and it was sunset time. Did I wave to you? Asked the princess. Eh? Did I wave to you? Shouted the pea. Yes, said Meg. But you didn't wave back, said the pea. I did, said Meg, only you didn't see. Someday I will sit on a little white horse and wear a crown and wave. Someday, said Meg, and she put a hand to touch her left ear. I will be a princess too. Really? Said the pea, and she gave Meg another quick, deep look, but said nothing else. When Meg finally made her way back down the golden stairs, Louise was waiting for her. How long, she roared, did it take you to deliver a spool of thread to the princess? Too long, guessed Meg. That's right, said Louise, and she gave Meg a good clout to the ear. You are not destined to be one of our star servants. That is already abundantly clear. No, ma'am, said Meg. That's all right, though, because I aim to be a princess. You? A princess? Don't make me laugh. This, reader, was a little joke on Louise's part, as she was not a person who laughed. Ever. Not even at the notion not even at a notion as ridiculous as Meggery Sal becoming a princess. Poor Meggery. I actually have a picture here of this is when Meggery fell on the thread when she was trying to curtsy for the princess. Can you see that? There she is, falling on the thread. Okay, so we are over halfway finished with this book. Tomorrow I will pick up with chapter 30, and that one is called To the Dungeon. Do you guys know how much I miss you? You miss them, Addie? Yeah? I made a sign yesterday for something we were doing, and it said, I miss my kiddos, and Addie said, do you really miss them? And I said, yeah, a lot, because I do. I miss you. Addie's wiggling my table here. All right, we'll see you tomorrow for another read aloud. Tomorrow's our last day of the week, and then it's spring break. Enjoy. Miss you.